Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of my podcast, Things That Make Me Question Humanity. And today's topic we're going to be talking about is human trafficking. And I'm going to dive deep into all the information that I've gathered and my thoughts and opinions on stuff. And yeah, we're just gonna learn something new while we're here on this podcast. That's all I want to do. I want to spread awareness. I want to make change, and I'm doing it right now. So, yeah. Before I get into specific human trafficking tactics and things like that, I want to get into what human trafficking is and the different types of trafficking, because I feel like a lot of people just know the broad name, which is human trafficking, but they don't really know like specifically what type of trafficking. And so the types of trafficking is sex, forced labor, debit bondage, child soldier, marriage, organ trafficking, and probably something else more that I don't know about or haven't seen. And those things right there, like those names right there, is just beyond like crazy to me, because people would sit here and traffic you for sex. They would sell your body, sell you for, make you have sex with these people for money. It's crazy. And marriage, that's another thing that's so crazy to me, because how can you force your your children to get married to someone old or older, or it's just a lot. I would definitely say I have not seen human trafficking in person, but I would definitely say human trafficking 95% happens behind the scenes. It happens, well, I would say 100% actually. It happens behind the scenes. It happens when people least expect it. And um, it happens in secret. People, they gather around, make plans and do this and do that to try to lure victims and get victims. And it's, like I said, it's beyond crazy to me, to this whole thing about human trafficking. And with human trafficking, it's the predators, they gain, and it's the victims loss. The people who are being trafficked, they're more than likely to not be a part of society again, like not have a regular life. Like they would continue to be trafficked their whole life, basically. And as I say again, the predators, the people who traffic people, um, they gain victims, and the victims have a loss. The way that predators get their victims, a few ways are physical force, threats, manipulation, and other tactics that I didn't list, but I would want you to go research and look up. Um, the fact is, nowadays, predators, they can get their victims so easy just by social media. They can have this fake persona that they're this teenage boy or teenage girl, and they lure the victims out. I watched a true crime case, maybe a couple months ago, or it was a year ago. I don't remember, but it was this young girl. I forgot her name, and I forgot her age too. But if you look up what I'm about to tell you, um, she one night she left home, left with her laptop, her phone. A very young girl. I think she's between the age of I don't I want to say 7 to like 11. I don't remember specifically, but between those ages. And yeah, she was talking to this guy online and stuff. And one night she went away. The case was that she didn't think that she was gonna like be gone for a while, but she did take her laptop, but she didn't take like her laptop charger and her phone charger. But yeah, it just shows you like nowadays predators can get their victims through social media or any other tactic, well, social platform easily. And parents, if you're listening to this, please make sure your children or your child is on the right track, you know, because we don't want, nobody wants to have to see another loss in the community, the world, the state, anywhere, everywhere, because of, you know, sickos on the internet. The predators' main targets are people who want a better life, people who lack employment opportunities, unstable home life, runaway kids, people who has a history of sexual or physical abuse, and like I said again, probably any other things that I don't know about. Um, the one that really hits home to me is runaway kids because um, back in 2019, 2020, I would get into these big arguments with my parents, and it would be at late at night, and I would just run run out the house and run down the street and run somewhere just to get away, you know. And just to think, like, I could have been one of those kids, literally. Like, someone could have saw me running away from home. They could have saw me walking in the street and, you know, snatching me up. And this is this is another problem with, you know, parents treating their children right. If parents would treat their children right, their kids wouldn't have to run away from home, you know. But yeah, um, people who has a history of sexual and physical abuse also hits home because I have suffered sexual abuse before in my life, and you know, um, I read. Well, I think I read, or I can't specifically remember, and I'm sorry that if I say that a lot, I have ADHD, and it really makes me forget a lot of things or forget a lot of details with stuff. So just bear with me, please. Um, yeah, I saw somewhere that if you have had sexual abuse or physical abuse in your life, you're more than likely to repeat that same process in the future. And, you know, unless you change your life or change, you know, change. So who knows how many people there are out there that have had a history of sexual or physical abuse and, you know, is currently being trafficked right now. Like, I just can't even imagine. Um, yeah, the same thing with runaway kids is the same thing with unstable home life, you know. But, and the thing I do want to point out too is human trafficking is not just about kids, it's not just about children. Human trafficking can happen to anybody. Anybody. Every single person can be trafficked. I promise you that. You know, no one's safe. I'm not telling you this to scare you. I'm telling you this to be aware because it happens, you know? It happens when you least expect it. That's why you have to take the safety precautions and, you know, do what you need to protect yourself and make sure that you're fine, you know? I wouldn't want to see or have to hear or, you know, read on the internet that someone else has been human trafficked. I wouldn't want to see that. It would literally crush me. But yeah, those are the main targets. Well, one more. People who want a better life, to explain that a little more, you know, people who are tired of their old life, you know, they're tired of doing the same 9 to 5 job every day. They're tired of um, living poor. They're tired of, you know, doing the same thing every day, and they want to do something new. And, you know, predators, that's who they target as well. If you know anybody that is around you that is being trafficked, no matter if you know them or not, but if you are being trafficked, feel free to go to human trafficking hotline.org. Let me say it again because I messed up a little. Human trafficking hotline.org, and you know, get the help or help someone else, you know. Um, this is serious stuff. And yeah, just please be safe. As I just talked about, you know, going to the hotline and, you know, getting help or helping someone else, I would like to point out, how would you know that someone is being trafficked? So the signs are cuts, bruises, and burns. They may be dressed less appropriately, meaning that, just not normal wear. But I feel like in society it's kind of hard now because everybody has their own style. Everybody dresses different, you know. Me, I dress comfortable. So I would go outside in sweats and a hoodie, and but like obviously like ripped clothes, or you know shoes been extremely dirty, worn out. Just look for really details. Um, they may lack healthcare. They may be more withdrawn, depressed, or checked out, which is another problem because more than half of the teenagers nowadays, and they are withdrawn and depressed and checked out. So it's just like, how would you tell at this point if everybody's it's the same? But yeah, if they have new tattoos, they may appear malnourished, and that's the big one. Appearing malnourished. You see somebody super skinny, look like they can't handle themselves, or they are struggling. Like, please get that person some help, or um, feel free to go. Just how can I explain this? If you see someone like that, pay attention, make notes, you know, because you could save that person's life. You can, who knows? Who knows? More signs are they have no personal possessions and they aren't in control of their money, his or her money. Meaning, like, if you see someone at a grocery store and, let's just say, for example, this woman is being trafficked, and her trafficker is paying for stuff, right? And she asking for stuff, but he says no. And she just looks so sad and depressed, and I feel like that was a bad example, but I think you get partial of what I mean. But yeah, um, inability to clarify housing location. So if you're talking to someone and they keep switching up where they live, or every time you see somebody, or let's say a friend, every time you see your friend, every time they always say they live in a different location, or you know, that's a sign. Um, they avoid eye contact. I wouldn't really say that. I mean, it could be one, but to be honest, I don't really like eye contact, and yeah, I'm not being trafficked. Some more signs are they are fearful, anxious, tense, or nervous, or they have no identification. Um, I would definitely agree with the no identification, but in the United States, there are immigrants, so and that's the thing too. Immigrants can be trafficked as well, and the thing about it is, immigrants are most likely to be trafficked because they don't have any papers, they don't have any identification. So yeah. As I talked about, predators use social media to lure their victims, um, which is, like I said, you have to be aware. Parents, be aware of your children. Parents, be aware of yourselves. Adults, teenagers, whoever's listening right now, just be aware and be safe, please. Just be safe. If you suspect any human trafficking activity, call federal law enforcement and report there directly, or you can call 1-888-373-7888. I'm going to say it again, 1-888-373-7888. That is the hotline for human trafficking. It's open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every day, in all languages. So, well, it will be hard for someone listening to this and they don't speak English, right? But yeah. Now, let's talk about the sex trafficking. Um, sex trafficking is basically slavery in my eyes. It is basically slavery because they're making you do they're making you do whatever they want you to do. I mean, and you can't escape. I mean, like you can't fight. I mean, you can, but like in a situation, majority of the time, like it's hard to fight. It's hard to get that motivation to try, to run, to alert someone. So, like I said, I feel strongly that trafficking at all is slavery, but definitely sex trafficking is definitely slavery. Um, Sex trafficking can occur in escort services, fake massage businesses, strip clubs, and street prostitution. Um, as far as street prostitution, to to all those people out there that does prostitution, it honestly breaks my heart because you know people like people who does prostitution, they can't get a job. It's hard for them to get a job, or you know um, they suffer from something. That anybody who does prostitution has suffered from some type of mental illness. They have suffered in some type of way, whether that's from abuse, their mental health, family. They have suffered in some type of way to like they can't do anything. Like the only thing they could do is this, and um, it really breaks my heart because back in 2020, like my family is poor. We don't have much. We don't, and I would always hear my mom talk about the bills. Talk about how she is late on these bills and late on car notes and rent and lights and all these other things. And it really, really would break my heart, like so much. Like it really would break my heart. And I was thinking of what to do because I was 16 at the time, and I did get my ID, and I kept applying for jobs, and I would get interviews, but they wouldn't call me back, and it was just I couldn't get a job, like, and I was trying so hard, like I didn't know what to do, and I randomly just came up with this idea that maybe I should do prostitution to help my family out, to help my mom out, and um, it's it it's really mind blowing. The fact that I was 16 years old and I thought about that, it's mind blowing. I I I just wanted to help. That's all I wanted to do, you know, because it's not just my mom suffering, we're all suffering. If my mom can't pay the rent, where am I gonna live? If my mom can't pay the lights, how am I gonna see? How am I gonna watch TV? If you know my mom car's break down, how I'm gonna get to school? You know? So it wasn't just about my mom suffering. I was suffering as well, you know? Even though around the time I was doing virtual school, but still, like I'm just saying, like my mom still had a job to go to, you know? I still had doctor's appointments. I still had, you know, and that idea came to my mind, and like I said, it's honestly mind blowing, and I would never put myself in a situation, but yeah, for people who are doing prostitution, I just my heart goes out to them, really, truly. Like I said, I can't relate to being to doing that business, but I can relate to wanting to do that business. And then the thing is, most likely I would have got trafficked, because like I said again, I was 16, and I'm pretty sure I would have lied about my age. And yes, being a prostitute to grown men is what I was thinking back then. I was not thinking about being, you know, a prostitute to teenagers, people my age. No, because that wouldn't even work. But to close this up, my heart goes out to them, and anyone who has came out of that business, I'm so proud of you, because it really takes a lot. I know it does, you know. Once you get in that business, it's hard to get out, because, you know, that's your main source of money. That's your income. But yeah, for labor trafficking, you can see, well, it would like show domestic work, small businesses, large farms and factories. So, um, yeah, that's what happens with labor. Probably even more stuff. Like I said, I don't fully know. I'm just going off of the information that I've gathered. Um, like I said, feel free to look it up yourself. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you just to come listen to my podcast and not get the information. No, I mean, not get the information like yourself or look into it yourself. No, I'm just talking about it. Um, Human trafficking. If someone was to ask me, explain human trafficking in one sentence, human trafficking is a crime involving the exploitation of someone. Human traffickers, they gain billions of dollars in profits by victimizing millions of people in the world, including the US. So, like I said, the human trafficking happens behind the scenes. But even though it happens behind the scenes, it can be so obvious in your face, you know. Let's say, for example, big businesses. Let's say Coca-Cola or something. You may think, oh, it's just a drink company that, you know, sells drinks. They make millions and billions of dollars worldwide. But whole time behind the scenes in the factories, people are being trafficked. Like I said, traffickers are making millions, billions of dollars, and you may not even know it. I mean, well, not like they're making billions and millions of dollars from people, and you may not know it because it's so well hidden, you know. um when it comes to human trafficking, my thing is, like I said, I get it. Nobody wants to talk about, you know, these scary things. Being trafficked, human trafficking, is scary, you know. Who wants to be paranoid in their house, thinking someone's gonna come in, thinking, you know, they could be next? I know how it feels, because I felt that before I even, you know, had the idea to even talk about human trafficking. When I was just watching the true crime videos and stuff, I was scared. I was so paranoid. But I got myself out of that, you know? And I'm not gonna say I'm not afraid, but I'm gonna say I am very brave, you know, because I'm aware. Like I said, even just talking about human trafficking right now can make me a target, a bigger target. You know, you never know, and it takes bravery, it takes confidence, it takes ambition to sit here and talk about these important things and talk about something that's a shady business that rarely people even talk about. Like I said, this means not just this topic, many more topics means the world to me to talk about, to inform people, because it matters. People may say, oh, you just uploading a video online, or, you know, you just typing this or posting this on social media. It's not gonna do anything. It's not gonna do nothing. But the thing is, it might. It might just save a life. You posting, talking about staying aware, or you post something, talk about being aware from, well, no, you post something that relates to human trafficking. It may not seem like, oh, it doesn't mean anything, but you never know who can come across that post, you know? You never know what can happen just by you making that one post. Just like the butterfly effect. Who knows, by me talking on this podcast about human trafficking can prevent so much. You just never know. You never know. So don't listen to anybody when they say, oh, oh, by you doing this or doing that, it's not going to make change, or blah, 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 blah. Obviously, those people who says that doesn't know anything about anything, obviously, you know? Like I always say, be yourself. If you go around listening to other people and following other people, you're not being yourself. But back to the topic. Human trafficking, exploitation. The estimated people of exploitation is by 40 million victims, with 25 million victims in forced labor, 15 million in forced marriage. I didn't write the other ones, but you can look up what are the rest, estimated in. Every single day, every single second, every single minute, human trafficking continues to go unreported. You know, human trafficking is sick. It is sick. It's 100% sick. You know, and what I'm gonna dive a little into, but I'm gonna talk about that when that episode comes out. But corruption. These cops, these people that are supposed to protect these people from being trafficked, these people that are supposed to be heroes, saviors, some of them are involved in trafficking. No wonder so many cases goes unreported. So many cases goes cold, or so many cases may not even be talked about or discussed, because these cops, and like I said, I'm not saying all of them, I'm saying some of them. And it's not just cops. Anybody that has a job to protect people, like, I'm pretty sure some of them is involved in human trafficking. And if not human trafficking, something even bigger. But hey, like I said, I'm going to get more into corruption later when the episode comes out. This thought just came up to me. I saw another case. I don't remember the girl's name, but this girl, she was being trafficked. And not just her, it was a whole bunch of girls. And she became so brave and so determined to get free, that she shot her trafficker. and I think she killed him, and she got away, and I'm extremely proud of her. Um, I don't know her name, like I said, I don't know, but if you look up, you know what I just said, maybe you'll find it. And yeah, I think I posted it on my Instagram like when I first saw it, and that was a while ago. But yeah, and people are trying to put her in jail now, or I don't know if she's in jail. Like I said, last time I saw that case was a long time ago, so I don't know what happened to her. Honestly, I hope she didn't go to jail. I get it. Taking someone's life is not okay, but 1,000%, 1,000,000%, if someone is endangering you, if someone has taken you on your own free will, well, their own free, I don't know which one. Wait, how do I say it? Wait, under their free will? No, your free will. Yeah, if someone has taken you under your free will, you know, said they'll never let you go again. They try to exploit you. They try to, just endanger you. I feel like you have every right to get out the way you can. People are gonna disagree with me, but hey, I feel 100% right. Like I said, I'm not gonna get into this because it's not really pertaining to human trafficking. But as I say again, people they tried to put this girl in jail. Like I said last time I saw, and a lot of times they put people in jail. Wait. Before I get into that, see something. A thing about me that you're gonna know is that as I talk, my mind races. So I'm just thinking. Okay, going back to cops, right? The thing that really like upsets me is how cops would arrest prostitutes, right? But won't take it out their way to arrest traffickers or predators or abusers. You know what I mean? The thing is like cops will sit here and say, and it's not even just cops because obviously it's a law in a lot of states that you can't be a prostitute. Um, but yeah, cops will be quick to arrest you because you're selling your body. Like I said, it's just a lot of stuff. But before I continue, 1,000% your body, your choice. And that's all I gotta say about that. But yeah, cops will be so quick to arrest you, put you down, put you in jail. But yet, a woman or a man who is a prostitute, claim that this person did this to them, or this person hurt them, or this person, just try to put them in danger. Always, oh, we don't have enough evidence, or we can't do anything about that, or blah blah blah. But yet they would go out their way to arrest you and put you in jail. But yet these people are walking free. And back to what I was saying about the girl, it's crazy how like the thing is, no, because that's getting into corruption. No, I'm not gonna get into that. Back to human trafficking, because I'm pretty sure I've gone off so far. But basically, the thing about speaking up, I definitely 1,000% hate how there are some people, like, even if you speak up, they won't believe you, or they won't help you when it's very much obvious that this is going on. And you may not think that there's people out there like You may not think that it's people out there like that. I promise you it's people like that. People are so, I don't even know the word for it, but there are literally people that you would tell them something and they won't believe you until like after something happens, or, you know, it's, it's crazy to me. Um, Due to its covert nature, misconceptions of the definition, and lack of awareness, you know, people always assume, like I said again, trafficking occurs in children. That's not the case. Any and everyone can be trafficked. Um, Lack of awareness, like I said again, it's important to talk about it. It's important to stay aware. It's important to make the right decisions, to help people, to stay aware, to help yourself, you know? That's why, you know? Why am I here? Why am I here talking about this right now? Why am I here doing this? Because I want people to be aware, you know? It's important. With human trafficking is always supply and demand, you know? And that's another thing too. If you think the traffickers are sick, think about the people who want the victims, you know? Not the people that traffic them, the people that want the victims, you know? People that want to sell other people for sex, you know? I feel like it's it's two it's two or three. It's two or three like categories, like bosses or levels of trafficking. You got the buyer, you got the trafficker, and you got the buyer, the trafficker. I'm trying to think of one more. I know it's one more. The buyer, the trafficker. Um, I can't think, but yes, supply and demand. You know, if the buyers they want a sex slave, they would inform the traffickers to go traffic someone. If um, a buyer wants to get married to someone younger or a child, they can go out and tell the traffickers to do that to get them. It's just a lot. But yeah, supply and demand. That's what the trafficking is about. Supply and demand, you know. What people want, which is the demand, the traffickers supply. And that's so messed up. And like I said, the thing that's the craziest to me is the fact that you would traffic another human. That's the craziest thing to me. That people would traffic another human, another person. I really just can't wrap my mind around that. There are people that has been taken advantage of, you know. A trafficker may pretend to be a boy, and that's another thing too. It's more than just about social media having a fake face. You know, a trafficker comes in all forms and sizes. All forms and sizes. Um, a trafficker can lure a kid out, you know, to make it seem like they need help, and then get you. A trafficker can have this superstar, supermodel, best looking face in the world, this handsome, attractive man or woman, and whole time they're setting you up to be trafficked. That's why you really got to get to know people. It's not just about getting to know people from online, getting to know people from in person. You can't just go by, you know, you met this person this day and you think they're really cool and good person. No, take the time to really get to know people. Like I said, traffickers come in all forms and sizes, ages and sizes. So don't be surprised, because it does. Um, Definitely Traffickers 1,000% come when children and adults are vulnerable. 1,000% they do. And my overall message is it's important to address these issues. It's important to talk about it. It's important to stay aware. I'm not just talking about this just to talk about it. I'm talking about this because I truly care and I really want people to be safe and I really want people to stay safe. It's not easy. Life is already not easy. Life can get easy, but life is already not easy. You know, life has many hard times. And I don't want you or anyone else in the world to fall for, a trafficker just because you are vulnerable, just because, you know, you aren't in the right place. Like I said, it's important to talk about this. It's important to stay aware. It's important to make the right decisions and spread awareness. Please, that's all I ask. It's just to spread awareness and get your information. As I said again, I'm not saying this for you to just take information from me. Go look up. I gave you the hotline. I'm pretty sure there's a website called humantrafficking.org or something like that. I'm pretty sure. Google is free. Safari is free. YouTube is even free. There are so many different outlets and resources, that you can easily look at, you can easily go to, and easily, contact. I really want you guys to be safe. I really do. I promise you I do. Looks like I found one more page of human trafficking information. So I thought it was going to be the end, but when people buy sex services, it creates a market to where children start being exploited. That whole line right there. I'm gonna read it again. When people buy sex services, it creates. I'm sorry. Okay. When people buy sex services, it creates a market to where children start being exploited. So the fact that this market of adults start getting popular, start getting big, everybody wants adults, But then you got the small few who wants children now. They want someone younger. They want someone skinnier. They want someone, who is easier to control. That's what they want. So the fact that these sex services has made itself a market, now that makes children a target. And that's 100% true. If more things doesn't help this issue, it's going to continue on. And I promise you it is. One quote that I will always say back then, well, not back then, but I will always say is nobody cares about what happens to anyone else unless it's happening to them. And I'm gonna say that one more time. Nobody cares what is happening. Okay, I messed up. Sorry. Okay. Nobody cares what happens to them. No, what? Oh my gosh. Nobody cares what happens to someone else unless it's happening to them. And that's the strongest quote I've ever came up with. I've ever thought of, because it's literally 100% true. Nobody cares if you're depressed or you have anxiety unless they are depressed, unless they have anxiety. Literally, it's a small percent. It's about 5 or 10% of people who don't have the same struggles as you, who cares about what happens to you, who cares about the stuff that has happened to you. Like I said again, I've never been trafficked. I don't know what it's like. But I'm a part of that small percent to where I care enough, I care about people enough to where I want to prevent this. I want to stop this. I want this to be exposed. And that's the truth. Nobody cares unless it's happening to them. And that, I can't even explain it. It's just, it irritates me. Um, Solutions can be in communities. Don't buy sex, obviously, you know. Like I said, I feel for the prostitutes and people that does prostitution, but prostitution, it causes their market, you know. And the thing is, another thing too is like now everybody doing OnlyFans and stuff too, so it's like it doesn't make it any better. Yeah, don't participate in the sex industry. Buy fair trade and survivor made products. Like I'm saying, stay aware, be safe. Criminal prosecutors and law enforcement. These community efforts can help reduce the demand for sex and labor trafficking. Like I said again, brought back to the fact that, you know, some cops, some people that are supposed to help people, they're involved in trafficking. And I'm not saying involved as in being trafficked, obviously, but I'm saying they have some type of dealing with trafficking. Law enforcement and criminal prosecutors, their efforts can help reduce it. You talking about it can help reduce it. So I'm going to list the number again. If you have any tips, you know, if you're being trafficked or you know someone that's being trafficked, call 1-888-373-7888. Let's be safe, people. Let's do what we need to do to make society, the world, people in the world, our children. I don't have any children, but you know, children, our siblings, our parents, you know, let's all take these steps to make sure that we're all safe and supported in our community, in the world. Like I said, there are already messed up people in the world already. There are already corrupt people in the world already. And it doesn't make it better that now, well, not now, but human trafficking is something that happens behind the scenes that the public don't even know about or the public don't talk about. So we don't have much, but we gotta do what we got, deal with what we have, and use what we got to continue staying aware and being there for each other. It makes a huge impact. I promise you it does. And I love every single one of you, no matter if I know you or not. I love everyone that's listening to this right now. I love everyone that's not listening to this right now. I love every person in the world. You know? Think about it. Every bad person was good at first. Good people make bad decisions. You're not a bad person just because you made a couple bad decisions. Trust me, I would know from first-hand experience. And don't think just because you made some bad decisions mean that you can't change, you can't get better. That's 1,000% incorrect. If you believe that you can do it, you can make it through, you can. And I promise you that. But yeah, like I said, I love you. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Love you. Stay safe. Stay you. Stay beautiful.